I'm Gerry. My age is 83. In approximately 1994, I'd been at the RAF St Morgan as a health and safety officer for 4 years, and I found myself tripping. As I walked along, occasionally I would trip. On a visit to a doctor for an unrelated event, I happened to ask him why I was tripping when I walked along, because one leg seemed to be weaker than the other. He sent me for a few tests, who in turn sent me to hospital for a scan, a body scan. And eventually the body scan led to a head scan, which led to a lumbar punch. And from there onwards, the analysis was the fact that I had multiple sclerosis, which was something strange to me. I had no idea what it was. And the doctor, in his way, put it nice and politely and said that I would one day go into a wheelchair, and there's not a lot one could do about it. And it was my ambition then to prove him wrong. And here we are, 26 years later, still walking, although my walking is very poor. But nevertheless, I still aim to prove them completely wrong. I'm driving and walking. Beyond that, can't do anything else about it. I was stunned. I didn't quite know, to be honest, I didn't quite know what to say. I knew nothing about it at all, about what MS meant to me. I think my wife, Anne, was extremely upset over it. I was in tears and had to go to the doctor to find out a little bit more information of the analysis. Me, I just blanked. It blanked out, and I blanked it out because it was so slow. The diagnosis was to be slow multiple sclerosis, and I can't even say the word. And so I had no real reaction. I just accepted it.
Did other people notice that you were tripping up, or was it just you?
Yes, occasionally, especially my son. I would walk along and I would trip over the paving slab, and he would just look at me and say, "You're just getting old." So it was obvious. And when I played tennis, I was a very keen sportsman. And when I played tennis, I found I was limping quite a lot during a game. It wasn't hurting, it was just the fact that I couldn't lift my leg up at times. Beyond that, it just suddenly appeared and gradually got worse over year after year after year. My way of approaching MS is the fact that I simply accept it as it is. I'm convinced over the years there's nothing I can do about it. All I can do is to make life easier for myself by keeping myself fit and healthy and keeping myself active all the time and keep my weight down, which is the biggest thing that I find, especially with my legs. Oh yes, and is conscious of it every day and helps me make sure that I don't fall over, make sure that anything I have to do or go anywhere, she's the first one to offer assistance. More often than not, I like to try and do things myself, but she certainly certainly there with me all the way along the line. So I've got no grumbles in that. And I'm very grateful to her in many, many ways for her attitude to accepting what I've got. I like to feel at times that it might affect my washing up arm, but unfortunately Anne doesn't agree with me. I started going to Merlin around about 2012. The fact that I'd been diagnosed in 1995, it was purely and simply on the advice of a doctor who said to me to go over there and have a look at the place. It had only been open about 2 years. So I went over, I was shown around the place, I was very impressed. But to start with, I was very, very disappointed when I saw a lot of people with wheelchairs having difficulty getting about and having assistance to go everywhere. But then they assured me how to take me round, assured me that it would do me good and keep me going. So I took their word for it, and I've been going ever since. I have a set pattern of exercises. I spend 20 minutes on a cycle, which I set my standards, and I set a target to cycle so that I can compare it each week. I then do 10 minutes on a trampoline or other exercises that the physiotherapists at the Merlin tell me to do. Other times I'm picking up weights, I'm doing what I can, throwing balls at wall and things. But I set my targets on every event that I do to try and achieve the same as I get the previous week. And so far, I've been very lucky. Just keep myself going. They gave me what is known as a FES, which is a frequency electronic simulator. And the idea of that was that I had a small electrical gadget that I stood on my waist, put on my waist. I had an electrode on my leg and a foot switch. And as I walked along, it sent a little signal to my brain to say, lift your toe. And it helped along that nerve to lift your toe. And it stopped me tripping and falling over. So apart from that, no, I have no pills, no medicine, no nothing. That is the only helpful unit that they gave me. And it has been very, very useful over the years. I was stuck in my mind that I couldn't do much about it except in my own way. My own way was to keep very active. And one of the ways I kept very active was to do a lot of garden. I've got a big garden which I spend a lot of time in the gardening, and I can dig and I mow the lawn. I try and go out there at some time every day. If it's pouring with rain, I'm limited a little bit, but I do try and I've got to keep it up, not only for my benefit, but from the garden's point of view, to keep it tidy. So over the years, I've bought and brought on and matured just about every plant that I've got now. And there's numerous plants that my memory gradually going, I can't remember them all. But nevertheless, that's why it interests me, because we've built it up ourselves and we can see the results after 26 years. We can see the results, what we've got. My life is very happy. Very difficult to say how I look. I think now, after having it for something like 25 years, my mind just accepts that I've got it. I don't think about it much. Perhaps I might find it annoying if I want to go somewhere quick and my legs won't move quick enough. But beyond that, no, I don't really think much about it. I suppose like everything in life, you should be content with what you do. And I'm content with life. I'm quite happy with my life. Obviously, nobody can be happy with something that curtails their movement. But on the other hand, my mind tells me there's nothing I can do about it. And I've always really considered myself as quite a happy, contented person. I've had a very, very happy life. I've got 2 wonderful children. I've got some wonderful grandchildren. So what more can I say? So I lead a very happy life. So I have no complaints about life at all. I suppose at the end of the day, my only complaint is that I get older. Full stop.